So it begins indeed. What's going on, everyone? This is super fun, man. The fact that I just get to like talk comics on a Wednesday, I think is really rad. That I get to have the opportunity to just talk to people and hang out with people and talk comics, which is what I love to do. So I am extremely grateful. This is really fun. I love doing this. This is, I think, the third Wednesday that I've really tried to do this like consistently. So yeah, man, I've really been liking it, and I think I'm gonna start adding this in here. What do you guys think? I'm gonna put some music in the background with some coffee and just talk about what came out this week. Um, excuse me, and some pickups. I went to a couple different stores this week to find the rest of the Robert Vendetti Hawkman series. Yeah, that's right. So I remember reading this back because it came out back in 2018, and I remember reading it, and it was during a time where I financially needed to take a break from comics, and so I had to put it on hold for a while, and I was like, you know what? Let me go back and see if I can find these back issues. So today, that's kind of what I did. I just took about an hour and just went to a couple different shops and was able to find a good portion of the run. I'm only missing 19 and 25, issue 19 and 25, which is super random. But yeah, so hopefully I can find those two. And it's a 29 issue run. So we'll be bagging and boarding some of those. I've got some Mylar that I can put those in. And yeah, I was going to talk about essentially, well, let me go ahead and bring this up first too, because this is really cool. And this is what I love to see, you know, like this is what really matters. Let's see. Can I put my face right here? But Twitter is normally used so much of the time to be just like this divisive, vindictive type of platform. And it has become so cancerous recently that I just don't want to get on there at all. But then we see stuff like this from creators, which is Robert Vendetti, as you guys can see. And he comes out saying, doing our best to bring you some hope in these gloomy times. Superman 78 on sale next Wednesday, which I'm extremely looking forward to. If you guys haven't picked up issue 1 of Superman 78, I'd highly recommend it. Highly advise that you do, because it is just a if you guys are really into nostalgia, that's what this thing does. It brings you back into Superman 78, which is in my opinion, one of the better Superman films that has been made. So it's so classic, and Robert Venditti really obtains that and hones that mood and that type of feel that you get from the film and puts it into the comic. So this will be issue 2, and it comes out next Wednesday. So not this Wednesday. I didn't pick it up today. But this is what I'm talking about, man. Doing our best to bring you some hope in these gloomy times. He didn't have to say, or he didn't come out and say, hey, now that everyone's getting the jab, or hey, go get the jab or whatnot. It was just, hey, I know things suck right now, but we can still find hope in Superman in this comic book. Joe K, what's up, man? I was in reference to what, Joe, my man? Thank you for showing up, though. Welcome. We were just getting started. So yeah, no, I just wanted to share this real quick because I thought it was really cool. And as people start coming in, I'll share it again because, I just love this thing. Zax, what's up, man? Yes, it is, dude. Oh, I'm so thankful. It was about time, right? I looked like a little kid, as Steph would say. I looked like a freshman in high school. Um, but oh, no worries, Joe. Yeah, you're good, brother. Just glad to have you here. Let's see here. All right. Oh, wow. Okay. 4 years old and 78. Nice. Um, yeah, I wasn't even I wasn't even probably a thought in my in my parents' head back in 78. Um, so I'm 28. So yeah, let me take a sip of coffee real quick. All right, so let's just go ahead and get started. Um, I'm gonna remove this from our screen here. But yeah, if you guys ever get the chance, go check out Venditti's work. Like I was saying earlier, I'm getting back into the Hawkman run because his how he wrote this was really transformative for the character, and it was an incredible read. Yeah, Zach, it's a cool looking book. Hawkman looks incredible, but also the Superman one is really beautiful as well. So I'm interested to like the story has been really good. The interior art was a little iffy. I know we did a panel a couple Fridays ago, about a month ago, with Nick Weiser, 32 Flavors Nick Weiser. So if you guys want to go watch that, you're more than welcome to. I think it's up on his channel, and yeah, we talked Superman 78 and just talked about how great it was, but we really wish the interior art was a little bit better. So. All right. So coming in hot with number one. This is the number one, at least my number one pick, I think, for this week, and the one that I picked up today is Siphon, issue number 3. Now you guys are probably going like, what the hell is Siphon? Is that a superhero? Is that a cartoon character? What is this? So let me go ahead and just read you the solicitation for it, like what the actual plot is, because it'll do a much better job instead of me trying to explain it. But this is an Image and Top Cow book, and it says that Siphon introduces a new supernatural empath who is entrusted with the power to sense and siphon pain from others. Silas, who's the main character, is a fast living EMT, and he's now able to directly ease the suffering of people around him. But the more he uses this gift, the more it curses him with carrying the miseries of those he's helped. Tormented by his solitude, Silas is befriended by a drifter who eventually draws him into an ages old war that has raged for control of the human condition. I was a little worried at first when I first read this issue 1 because it read more like a Netflix series or like a TV show than it did a comic book. So I was a little worried and a little bit skeptical. But then that second one, gosh, it really just it draws you in and it makes you want to read more. You really feel for this character, and like by no stretch of the imagination, this is 100% a comic book because the artwork in here is absolutely beautiful. I mean, you guys can see this is just issue 3, the cover, but the interiors themselves as well is beautiful. It's gorgeous. The line work and everything. Whoever the artist is on this, Ashraf, I believe, is great. Zach, what's up, man? Thanks for dropping by, dude. Hey, if you guys are, so I'll be wrapping this up in about an hour, and once you guys are done watching this stream, definitely go over to Brightest Days channel. I believe Zach, you're going to have a reading tonight, correct? So if you guys are free, definitely go check out Brightest Day tonight because he'll also be having a stream after this. And yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, Brightest Day, but yeah, plug your stuff in the chat if you want to. What book is it that you're going to be reading tonight? If you could let everyone know. But thank you again for showing up. This next one is Alien issue 4, and this cover is terrifying. It is just brutal. Oh, perfect. Thank you, Zach. So yeah, if you guys, once you guys are done watching this stream, go directly over to Brightest Day, part 3 of Dune tonight. Now that the film is coming out pretty recently here, I believe, that'll be a good read, man. Good choice. So yeah, this is by Philip Kennedy Johnson, and the art by Salvador Larroca, I believe. Larroca, I want to say that right. So, but yeah, the artwork is absolutely haunting. Really, kind of, this is like the terrifying what you imagine, of Alien. And this is a new arc. So the first arc finished up in issue 6. That little 6-issue run had its ups and downs. I think a lot of people either hated it or loved it, but I actually really, I don't know. I found myself wanting to read more every single time. Yeah, there were little issues here and there, maybe a character that you didn't enjoy or someone that was a little bit more insufferable than the others, but even better because then you just get to watch Alien rip that character to shreds. So I don't know. The Alien franchise is so cool, and it's really tough because the films have been so, after the first 2 Aliens, I mean, it's like what really has there been done that like was good? So to see them do and actually like do the film service, is cool to see. So those first 6 issues I really enjoyed. This is going to be a new arc, the issue number 7, and the art could not be more terrifying, which is good, which is what you need if you're doing an Alien comic. So, but yeah, now we have issue 5 of 6, issue 5 of Batman Detective. And I really, normally, I'm not a big Batman guy. I don't pick up a lot of Batman stuff, mainly just because I think he's so, like, they exhaust the character. If they came out with some Batman stuff once a month, as they do, but only had a few titles, oh, what's up, man? Master of the TDS. What's going on, brother? Thank you so much for showing up. I really appreciate you coming by. Yeah, man. Hey, stay for as long as you'd like. Plug your stuff. If you have any live streams coming up either today or this week, let everyone know. I know Brightest Day, like I said earlier, Brightest Day's got a live stream coming up right after this. So yeah, man, thank you for stopping by and welcome. So, like I said, Batman Detective has been really good, though. But like I was saying earlier, they kind of exhaust the Batman character with as many issues as they're coming out, like every month. 80% of DC's comics are Batman related. No joke, 80%. I want to do a video here pretty soon of the actual titles that are coming out in like October, November, December, because mainly it's either Batman, Robin, Batgirl, Nightwing. Oh gosh, did I say Batgirl or Batwoman? Joker, every type of villain that you can think of. I think there's going to be this fear state thing going on during that whole time. You've got Detective Comics. Yeah, there are so many titles that are Batman, and you just kind of shrug and roll your eyes and go, come on, like when are we going to get like an actually good Batman series that is just Batman? That's all we want, but I will say that this Batman Detective, and this wasn't this week, but this was last week, or no, it'll be next week. Batman Reptilian. The artwork on Batman Reptilian. Man of War. Hail, brother. Welcome. Thank you for swinging by, my man. Man of War, what did you think of the Pantera panel the other day with Nick and I? We had a really fun time, man. So I'm glad you were able to make it over there. It was a good talk. I think it was a lot of fun just hanging with him and getting to talk about one of the, in my opinion, one of the most heaviest bands in history. They kind of shaped my view of how I like listen to metal after that. All right. So, like I said, Batman Detective, great series so far. I've actually liked this one, which says a lot because, like I said, I don't really pick up a lot of Batman titles, and when I do, they're not all that great because it's excessively just filler. It's just DC knows that Batman is going to be their highest selling book. They know that. So they have to try and produce, like, hey, how many titles can we come out with every week that has Batman, that may have Batman in it? It's ridiculous. But Batman Detective, like I said, has been really, really cool. I've been really liking it. This is issue 5 of 6. We'll get one more next month, and then that's it. And then it'll be collected in a trade and everything. But these single issues have been really good, and for a great price too. Like DC tends to up their prices and make their books like $8, and it's like, I don't know, man. For what? In these, you only get the main story. You don't get a back story, or a short story in the back, which I actually prefer. I don't really think you need that secondary story about some character you don't care about. So, oh, thanks, dude. Most enjoyable. Hope that was the start of many more to come. Yeah, I agree, man. I think it'd be really fun to do more of those, especially for like the metalheads in our community. But yeah, hey, who knows? Maybe we could get you on there one of these days. I'd love to hear kind of your stories and what you have to say and some of the bands that you would recommend. So, all right. Next, we have Symbiote Spider-Man, issue 3, Crossroads. So, gosh, I keep talking about art because really the art on some of these has just been jaw-dropping, especially the Symbiote Spider-Man, because Greg Land, I believe it's Greg Land, who's been doing the art for this, has also been doing the interiors, which is very rare. You don't really see a lot of artists that do the cover and interiors. Like maybe you'll get an Alex Ross who does like the cover, but then the interiors are by some no name. But the fact that we get to witness the interior art of this being done by the same guy doing the beautiful cover art is wild. And I must say, the gentleman who is doing the art in Symbiote Spider-Man knows how to draw just about anything from dinosaurs to, let's see, just Spider-Man himself, dinosaurs, monsters, yeah, just like creatures, and of course Black Cat, who's in this. Just the women that he draws are absolutely beautiful. Man, I'm really looking forward to actually taking the time to sit down and read this, because this has been a really fun series. Oh, I love this, dude. Beautiful. His stuff is really fantastic. And then I'll pull out one more page because, man, yeah, these look great. And like I said, the story's been really fun. It's just one of those stories that you can just kind of turn your brain off and enjoy and like escape a little bit, which you don't really get a lot. And like I said, $4, let's keep doing this. Keep doing this. This is the right way to go, Marvel. But yeah, the Symbiote Spider-Man Crossroads. If you ask me, hey, Max, would you be collecting Symbiote Spider-Man? In 2021, I would have told you absolutely not. That sounds awful. It sounds so dumb. Why would I take the time to read that? But here I am, issue 3, and still going strong. I will absolutely go to number 4, 5, 6. You name it. But yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, Zax. I had no idea how much time it takes to draw a page. Mind-boggling. Yeah, it really is, man. I mean, when you think about, I know, so Daniel Warren Johnson, who does some, actually, I've got some of his stuff right here that I'll be showing in a little bit. But Daniel Warren Johnson, I think he was saying that for him, he normally tries to do a page a day. And when you think about that, that's 8 hours of just sketching and making sure that the layout is perfect and making sure that the panels are perfectly spaced and everything. So you take a page a day, 8 hours to draw a page, and then for a 24-page comic book, you are looking at, I mean, you're looking at a small crunch time, or a small time frame that you are crunched to produce this comic book. Um, Master of the TDS, hey dude, thank you so much for stopping by. Um, Gotta head out now. Got other stuff to get done. Keep up the great work. Enjoy the rest of your stream. Thanks, dude. Let me know the next time you are on as well, because I'd love to stop by and say hi. But thank you so much for stopping by, brother. I appreciate it. And let's see, Zax, I stopped buying comics because of the price. When I was a student, there's just no way. Dude, right? I feel you. I completely understand, which is kind of why I was talking about the Hawkman series earlier. I've been trying to. Uh, oh, Ken. What's up, brother? Hey, thank you for showing up, man. Guys, if you haven't already, definitely go to my Instagram and you can find Ken here. Or type in Ken Piera or Pereira, I want to say. I'm probably butchering that. I'm sorry, man. But definitely go look him up on Instagram. He's got a great Instagram page. I can't stand social media. YouTube is the platform that I normally post on, but Ken knows how to do Instagram right. He is very professional in what he posts, and like it's almost like he's got a business on there essentially. So Ken, thank you so much for showing up, man. And I hope that everyone can look you up and go follow you on Instagram. So. But kind of like what I was saying earlier, Zach, with the Hawkman series, I had to stop at some point because I think it was like issue 6 or 7 that I had to stop because of the fact that I just couldn't financially, I couldn't support my hobby, which is such a bummer. And it wasn't even, yes, thank you, Ken. Uh, Expedition Comics. So everyone definitely go take a look at his Instagram. He's a pro. He knows what he's doing on there. So, and he's a huge supporter. So I appreciate it, Ken. Thank you. But thankfully, and here's the weird thing is that Hawkman, I believe, was let's see, yeah, it was a $4 comic. But when you look at Todd McFarlane and he's making Spawn for what, $2, $3, selling that, it's easier on your pocket. It really is, and still for a great quality product. So, but at that point, I had to kind of give up the hobby for a little bit. But now that I'm really getting back into it and really being able to spend my money into my passion and put more of my finances into that, it's been great to collect these things that I've loved for so long, but really haven't financially been able to support for a while. So. All right, let's see. Here's the last one that I picked up this week. King Spawn issue 2. Another beautiful cover. And like I said, we were just talking about McFarlane. Check out that price. $2.99. I know you guys can't see it, but I promise that's what we're looking at. $2.99 for King Spawn. And McFarlane will continue to produce great stuff like that at a really good price. Zax, it came down to lunch or a comic, and comments aren't tasty. You know what? They're tasty for the mind. They are really flavorful when you are getting to read them, but actually eating them, I'm sure, cannot taste that great. So, but yeah, unfortunately, we got to make those like adult decisions every now and then, and we have to think about, well, do I want to fund my hobby for a little while and have some sort of escapism, or do I have to, pay rent? There was a time, I know, right, man? $2.99 for Spawn, and for King Spawn too. I mean, like, this is going to be a huge book and a huge series. Great quality, fantastic art. So yeah, I wish we could see more $2.99 price tags on these comics, because that was like, gosh, I want to say that was 90s pricing. 90s or early 2000s was right around $1.99, $2.99, something like that. So, but so those were all the comics that I picked up that were modern that came out this week. So everything that I just mentioned, all these: King Spawn, Batman Detective, Alien. Let's see. Symbiote Spider-Man, and Siphon. Yeah, I think that's it. That should be it. All these are the comic books that came out this week, specifically this week. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading all these. And it was a fairly big week. I think next week's even going to be bigger. This is going to be a really, really good haul for comic books. So I'm hugely looking forward to next week. And then what I'll go over next is just kind of stuff that I was able to find at a couple shops and what I was able to find online as well. But the last stream that I was doing with you guys, we were talking about Malkin and Daniel Warren Johnson and just how he is a beast at art, at story, everything. He does it all. He is a man of many talents. He will draw the page, ink it, and do the story for it. And he's done that for, gosh, 6 titles that have all been across the board really solid. He did it for Wonder Woman for DC. He did it for Beta Ray Bill for Marvel, which was the most recent one that he did. He did it for Superman in one of his most recent Superman little short stories. The man is a genius, and he continues to put out great, great work. So I've been going back and looking at some of his stories, like Murder Falcon, which was one that I think I remember watching in a live stream that he had said that Murder Falcon was one of his most favorite works to do. So I was like, well, now I have to get all the single issues, and read this and really get into his mindset, because when you see a creator that does so well, that puts the character first and like really thinks about the fans when they're creating the comic and the storyline, you want to support them as much as possible. So that's kind of what I've been doing. I bought the entire Beta Ray Bill series, read it cover to cover multiple times because I just think it's great. Bought all the Superman variant covers for the Superman short story that he did. And now I'm on to Murder Falcon. And then after I finish the Murder Falcon run, I'll look to try and do the Wonder Woman run and just all this really cool stuff that I just really like supporting those creators who continue to do well. So today I found issue 5, and I love this cover. This thing is super cool. So that was issue 5, and then here is issue 8. Kind of an interesting cover, but I think it's a big anvil on the front there. Yeah, that's what it looks like. But Murder Falcon only had 8 issues, so the only one that I'm missing now is issue 6. I have everything else, so I just need issue 6. Let's see, Zach, you've got to wonder how many people leave the hobby and never come back. It's not like comics are big with kids. That's such a great point, man. I mean, I know DC has been doing this YA stuff, this young adult stuff. But I mean, how many kids are buying that? I remember when I was a kid, I was buying the X-Men comics. I wasn't buying really, maybe they didn't have young adult stuff in the 90s, but I was buying like the Darkness and Witchblade and X-Men, and I think of some Avengers stuff, some Thor, in the 90s and like early 2000s, Wolverine, of course. So yeah, and those weren't geared towards kids. Well, I guess they were, but they were geared towards a greater audience. Whereas now comics are either for like young kids and no one's going to read it because kids aren't in the hobby, or it's for Twitter. It's not for, I don't know, but that's a whole nother story. The Twitter mob, as you would call it. But yeah, I know a lot of people in this community, in our fellowship, that have left the hobby for good, never to come back. It would take an act of, it would have to take an act of God for some of these people to really come back to the hobby. I don't know. I hold out hope. There have been times where I've left the hobby, but for financial reasons, but it keeps pulling me back in, keeps drawing me back in. Ken, which one was nice? Which one did you see that I was pulling out here? Because there are some cool ones that I really enjoyed. Yeah, Zach's Murder Falcon is something else. something else. It's so creative. It is so creative. Oh, you're an X-Men guy as well. Cool. So 7-Eleven. Yeah, those newsstand editions, man. I've got some newsstands behind me on the shelf right here. So this X-Men, the Jim Lee cover with like Captain America and Wolverine and Black Widow. That's a newsstand. But those 7-Eleven ones, and like you could buy them on the spinner racks and everything. I love it, man. But now it's just really relegated only to comic book shops and maybe Walmart every now and then, maybe Barnes and Noble. I'm not sure. But so Murder Falcon was, like I said, the 8-issue series, but so just creatively like fruitful, like so creatively beneficial. There's just so much in there that not it's because it's not just the artwork, it's the actual storytelling, it's the characters, and it's something that Daniel Warren Johnson was really passionate about. So you read it and you feel his passion towards it, not just towards the comic, but like he has a lot of other really interesting things in there too, like music. Yeah, thanks, dude. This really is like classic Wolverine. These two are his first. So this is his first series. I think it was that 4-issue miniseries, and then this was his first ongoing series. So I had to get those two. I'm a Wolverine fanatic. Randy Wilson, thank you so much for stopping by. Comic books follow a similar generational lifespan to film. Think about it. When I was a kid, most heroes were adults. The younger heroes didn't, or the younger heroes did exist, but they were team-based. Hi, family. Yeah, that's, it's kind of like what Pixar did, right? Or what is it, Pixar or is it Disney? I forget. But you look at Toy Story, at least for my generation. Toy Story, when it came out, I was the demographic, or at least Andy, who was the kid who had all the toys, I was his same age. And then when Toy Story 3 came out, Andy's going off to college and he's leaving his toys behind. Same thing. I had grown up during that era, and so I was going to college at that time. Then the next thing you saw was Monsters University. And then you're going, oh, shoot, now I'm in college. Now I'm like, from Monsters Inc. and everything. So I think it's kind of that same, and Randy, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's kind of what you're saying is the through line is generational, and that it follows the fans who are reading it or watching it. Because you said when I was a kid, most heroes were adults. The younger heroes did exist, but they were team-based. Because we did. Let's see, the younger heroes did exist, but they were team-based, like kind of like Teen Titans. Marv Wolfman's Teen Titans, which was an amazing run. I would say, arguably, it was kind of rivaling some of the X-Men stuff. Manowar was an avid collector from 76 to 96. Wow. Decided to dip back in when I went to semi-retirement a couple years back, only to find the shit hit the fan. Dude, really though? Oh man, I'm so sorry to hear that. But yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. When you dip back in, by that time, stuff, I don't know. Now we're getting propaganda, unfortunately to say. We're getting stuff that is not geared towards the fans. But hey, recently, like the stuff that I showed today, I'm normally really picky about what I grab, and I picked up 5 comics today, 6 comics. That's considering the times, that's a lot. Let's see. Ken, I need to check out Murder Falcon. Yes, love a good story. It's hit or miss with writing these days. Absolutely, man. Yeah, I would highly recommend Murder Falcon. It was tough for me to find the single issues. I've still, like I said, I still need to find issue 6, I want to say, because it is a ghost. It is impossible to find. But you can definitely get the trade, and I think the trade is pretty cheap. I don't think it's going to run you a lot of money, or the digital. But Murder Falcon is fantastic. It really just it really delves into the mind of someone who is so creative, that it almost gets your own creative juices flowing as well. So Titan Teen, Battle of the Planets, New Mutants. Yeah, dude. Absolutely. Those are all great titles. Thank you, Randy. Yeah, yeah. I know what you meant. Teen Titans, Titan Teen. I got you, man. Um, yep, yeah. A lot of Chris Claremont. Absolutely, Ken. Yeah, my pleasure. All right, so let me go ahead and bring these up because these are extremely special. These I had to order online because I looked within 100 miles of where I'm at, and I could not find what I have in my hands right now. Not only could I not find one issue, but not only could I not find the whole run, but I could barely even find one issue. And it's kind of a random one, and I think that's wise because there probably weren't a lot printed. It was kind of during an age where no one was really reading this type of comic. But this is Tales of the Marine Corps, Semper Fi by Marvel. And if you guys don't know, I'm a prior Marine. I was an artillery officer. I got out as a captain. Let's see, 2021. So yeah, earlier this year. And yeah, there were only 9 issues, but the fact that Marvel produced these is just so rad. I found these on my comic shop, so you guys can probably see the little tag here. But they weren't. I was surprised. I was expecting to pay like $10 an issue or something, but it wasn't that bad. The whole run though, I was able to get the whole run, so all 9 issues. Boom, all right here. And I read the first issue this morning, and I'm really excited to read this thing. These were from 1988. Was the publishing year that they put these out. But what I love too, and what I've kind of missed with Marvel, is that they have the logo in the corner here, because on the newsstands and in the in the 7-Elevens or on the newsstand rack, on the side of the street corner or whatever, all of these would be kind of piled up, like one overlapping each other, whether it was magazines or comic books. And so what Marvel and DC started to do is put the little logo in the corner here so that it would have the title of the company, whether Marvel, DC, and then it would have like what superhero showed up in the comic. So if it were a Superman comic, they would put his head or his torso here. And so I love that for the Semper Fi comics, they were putting Marines on there. It's such a cool logo. And they're like kind of, I don't know if they're different ranks or anything, but they're all in their blues, wearing their dress blues. Yeah, some of them have different like awards and stuff put onto their uniform. So it's not all like just copy paste. But some of the covers of these are really beautiful. Zach's, I collected Uncanny X-Men, Classic X-Men, and X Factor mostly. Hey, I don't blame you, dude. Those are classic. You cannot go wrong with any of those. Let's see. Yeah, thanks, Randy. I'm super excited for this, man. I'd love to do a video of like just a review of each issue, like just 9 videos of issue by issue, doing like a little review of each one. But I think that it would take a while, but it would be a lot of fun. That was when the NAM was a big, yes, yeah, dude. Yeah, great. Thank you for saying that, because yeah, that was actually right around that same exact time, and NAM was doing really well. They were already into the series quite a bit by the time that Tales from the Marine Corps had come out. Because if you, I'm going to be real careful with this, because 1988 has not done well on these. Let's see. But yeah, so NAM was already, because this was an ad in the back of the book. The Nam, issue number 24 from Marvel Comics, on sale July 30th. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful work here. But the Nam series was being promoted in the Tales of the Marine Corps series. So yeah, Man of War, you're 100% right. Nam came out. Let's see. Oh, cool. Okay, so it came out in '86. All right, yeah, that absolutely makes sense because then it would have had the 2 years of publishing, so they would have been on issue at least 24. So it makes sense that they were on issue 26 by the time that this had come out. So what a rad storyline. Tales of the Marine Corps, Nam, like both really, really cool. Let me just show you guys some of these covers. Because here's a newsstand. This one. Another newsstand. I love this one. This one is so rad. The tank coming up. And because I haven't read them yet, or at least read them all yet, I can't really tell you guys what the storyline is about. So I am looking forward to reading this in another newsstand and actually getting into kind of like what the story is all about. And then here is issue 9 to wrap everything up. So that is Tales of the Marine Corps, Semper Fi. I was, like I said, really ecstatic to get these. I cannot wait to get them in some like Mylar bags and boards to really just preserve them. The Mylar really puts a nice like sheen on the Tales of the Marine Corps ones, or just in comics in general. What am I saying? The Mylar is it's so much nicer than just your regular bag, so I am looking forward to bagging and boarding these sometime soon. And then the last thing, this was a big haul because I went to Alakazam Comics in, I want to say it's Costa Mesa, kind of like Irvine area in California, and they have been my home shop for since I was a kid, probably since I was like 8 or 9. I've been going to Alakazam forever, and they have been super reliable. And I love that shop, and the guys who work there are fantastic. So today I went in there and was just looking through some of their back issues, and sure enough, was able to find a ton of Hawkman stuff. I mean, this is a good portion of Hawkman stuff. I think there were only just a few that I had to go to a different shop, but we'll go. So I already had issue 1 through 6 of the Robert Vendetti Hawkman series, and one of these, I think it's issue 5, is a foil. But man, he did Hawkman so well. He wrote him. Yeah, this one is so cool. This is a cool foil cover. I love that. You can kind of see the shine at the bottom there. Super jacked, just crushing whatever it is that he's crushing with his mace. But yeah, issue like 1 through 12 of this series was really transformative for the character. I mean, no one has written Hawkman like Vendetti did in 2018, at least in my humble opinion, I guess. But I'm only 28, so there are many more Hawkman runs that I could absolutely. I think there's one even by Jeff Johns that I haven't gotten a chance to read yet. So that might have to be next on the list. We'll see. So I was able to find issue 9, issue 10. None of these are newsstands or anything. Let's see. Man of War coming in hot. I had some decent runs of John Byrne, X-Men, Captain America, She-Hulk, Fantastic Four. Um, oh no. Oh my gosh, man, I'm so sorry to hear that. Um, you lost a good portion of them in a house fire that followed Hurricane Katrina. Gosh dang, like I said, man, I'm so sorry to hear that, brother. It is devastating to lose a collection like that, especially like you said, some John Byrne stuff. He was really, um, I mean, what's I can't think of the right word, but a defining factor for those books for for X-Men and stuff. So, but I'm really sorry to hear that. But hopefully you can kind of get back to where you left off and see if you can find some of those issues that you had maybe lost, and rebuild your collection. I know as from Heels versus Babyface, he had actually lost his collection by selling his to buy off like other stuff. So it's tough, man. Losing your collection like that, whether it's selling it or losing it in a fire or a flood. I've seen it happen way too many times, and it's scary, man. Let's see. All right, so then I was able to get issue 11 and 12. Yeah, there were a lot, like I said, that I was able to find. 13. So this is really when the run started to get a little meh, it was a little iffy, because we started to get into Year of the Villain, and it was just kind of, I don't know what was going on during Year of the Villain. What were they trying to do? Like, I know they were trying to highlight the villain, esque characters, but the writing during that period of time was just kind of poor, and it didn't go well with the storyline that was trying to be told. So I don't know. I wasn't really a fan of this era of the Year of the Villain. But then we get back to like the actual storyline in issue 22, 23. We almost have like kind of a Plague Doctor mask look going on here. Kind of interesting. And then I love these last few covers, man. 27, 28, and 29. And this has Hawkman joining back with the Justice Society. Like, such a cool cover, and just like a rad homage to like being back in the Justice Society. Love it, love it. Let's see. Mutant Massacre crossover series. Interesting. Okay. Ken, Hawkman is underrated. Absolutely. Isn't he going to be in the Black Adam movie? I've been hearing some rumors. I don't really, I don't know though. If he is, I really hope not. Because I mean, here's the second to last issue in the run, issue 28. And then this is my favorite cover of the entire series, issue 29. That is so good, so well done, and it is beautiful. Like, I just love the dynamic between Qatar Hall or Carter Hall, depending on how you want to call him, and Hawkgirl. Like, it's such a great shot. They both look beautiful. They're both drawn really, really well. I don't know. There's just a lot of emotion, a lot of tension in this final issue. It's very fitting for a final issue, Yeah, dude, Randy, issue 29 is hot, coming in hot, so hot. It's burning my hands as I hold it, man. I can't say enough good things about that cover. I absolutely love it. And Randy, I have never thought about writing a comic book. I just really love to read them, man. I love the escapism that I get from it. I love to picture myself in these comics and go, what would I do? Or would my morals and would my values hold up to those of what I read with these heroes? Or could the hope that these heroes bring in their stories, could I bring the same hope in my world today? So and it sounds silly, because they are just funny books. They are just little comics. But I think there's something more to them. And so I've always just really enjoyed being a fan and reading them. Never really thought about actually creating one. Um, if I did, I would really have to put some time and thought and effort into what kind of story I would want to tell, if that makes sense. Like, I wouldn't want to create a comic book if I didn't have a story to tell. Um, so if I could think of a character and a story that really needed to be told, and I that I think needed to be heard by kids, adults, men, women, what have you. I think at that point I would maybe look into to making a comic. But I do know some illustrators. The Jinja Ninja. If you guys have ever seen him around here, I met him in Las Vegas when we did a meetup, like a YouTube meetup, and he showed me some illustrations that he's been working on. Oh my gosh! And if you guys follow him on YouTube or Instagram, I think he's got some stuff up on Instagram. Wow, he's got some beautiful art, and I'm very, very thankful to have had the opportunity to get to see that and hang out with him in person, because it was really cool. But yeah, thanks for understanding, man. But great question, by the way. I don't know, Randy. What do you think? Have you ever thought about writing a book? And if you have, don't give away your secrets. Because if you have a story, keep it in the back of your head so that once it hits Indiegogo or once it hits Kickstarter, you can release it to the world. And but let's see. I think I'm all caught up here. So, but yeah, guys, that is about it for today. We went over some modern books that I picked up for just this week, the new comic book day of September 22nd. Some good ones that I'm really looking forward to reading. I picked up some older Hawkman back issues, trying to complete the run, and I only have a few more left, so looking forward to completing the run, because it's, like I said, a transformative character study of Hawkman. But super happy to have found the hot, beautiful last issue. And then, of course, the Semper Fi series that came in not too long ago that I had ordered online, but I thought I'd share it with you guys because it's just so rare and it's just so unique that I am fascinated that Marvel, of all companies, of all properties, that Marvel would have produced a NAM series like Manowar was talking about, and a Marine Corps series, Semper Fi. So, but yeah. Well, I think that's about it. We are running into about an hour now. Yeah, just about. Oh, Randy, that is cool. It's on Indiegogo now. It's my first go, and I'm proud. Heck yeah, dude. Oh my gosh. Would you be able to link that to us in the chat? Or you can DM me on Instagram, on one of my links, either on Instagram or Twitter. And I would love to look into it and read it and, back it. Because that's super cool, man. So thank you for sharing that. Zax, thank you for stopping by, brother. It is my pleasure, my friend. So I appreciate you, and I appreciate y'all's support. But yeah, Randy, definitely get back to me. I would love to go support your stuff. I really want to start getting more into supporting the smaller content creators because, I think that is really where we need to start putting our money towards. But, Man of War, adios, my friend. Thank you so much for stopping by. We'll see you on either a Metal Monday or another Comic Book Wednesday. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end the broadcast, but you guys are fantastic. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I will see you guys later this week or next Wednesday. Thanks again.